Greetings, my friends of the icy apocalypse. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic, episode 28, Leather. So the generators in the game don't run heating systems. There's not. That's because a regular Zomboid doesn't have extreme cold. There's not like a concept of HVAC for anything but your car. So vehicles will have heating and air conditioning, but buildings don't. Not yet, at least. So the only thing that that matters for heating and air conditioning is that you're indoors. There's a temperature difference between indoors and outdoors. So indoors you won't have wind chill, and you won't have. It will be slightly warmer than the outside ambient temperature. But there's no way for me to, like, turn on the heat or anything like that. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. So right now it's 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or, yeah, it's about 10 degrees Fahrenheit indoors, depending on where I'm standing. It's -4 here. The closer I get to the stove I've got going on, the warmer it will be. Outdoors, it is -43 Fahrenheit. So just the difference between indoors and outdoors is about a 40-degree difference. And then as I approach this this stove I've got going, it's 71 Fahrenheit, 71 Fahrenheit next to it. So it's a pretty comfortable room temperature next to it. But then the further I travel from it, the colder it will get. And it has 28 hours of fuel. Got it. All right, I'm going to quickly poll you guys about what to do tomorrow. So I'll reuse some of the old ones, old suggestions. And there it is. 2.5 minutes to vote on that. A full roll of toilet paper burns for that long. That's a good thing to stick in your glove box then, because it's not very heavy and it burns like crazy. That's good to know. I haven't actually found a lot of toilet paper in the game, so it's not a tip that would help me. I think regardless of whether or not stock up on wood wins, I need to stock up on wood. It's kind of like a fire's gonna go out. So I'll get to going on that. Hood is 71. Trunk could be repaired, but I'm not going to bother going to repair it this time around. It will hold enough firewood. And in fact, the trees that I should cut first are the stupid ones that are like blocking me from driving freely. These ones that like I've hit multiple times. Ornamental curb trees or whatever. Out of the way. But yeah, the trailer will be great for firewood. It'll allow me to do fewer trips, so I'll grab that before I go out. And I'll also grab some rope from the... I wonder how many sheet ropes I have to tie the logs together. That's definitely the best way to do it. 4 stack of tied. So right now, 41 hours. And if you're wondering, I didn't exactly follow this rule. I've broken it, I will admit. But what I'm trying to do is keep the fire going at all times in order to grow food. Which is just a challenge that I have for myself. All right, so it looks like stock up on wood. Is the antique stove an infinite fuel storage? I don't know. I don't think I've ever filled it enough to know. So maybe we'll find out. I think I actually tried to fill it once and I hit a maximum, but it's I'm fuzzy on that. You filled yours with toilet paper and had like 2,000 hours? Okay. So I can just keep adding to it if I ever have to go on a road trip or something like that. Proceeds to deforest the whole world. Interestingly enough, that would be impossible. Trees do grow, and you would end up having trees regrow way faster than you could cut them down. I don't have a lot of rope, but I do have some sheet rope. So this will make some stacks of logs, but not a lot. And I am being a little risky. I'm going with a crowbar and an axe, but no other backup weapons. My crowbar's pretty banged up. Did I already strip these zombies? Yes. They don't have any usable fabrics for sheet rope. A pretty banged up crowbar can still likely take out dozens. Yeah, actually, the crowbar HP that I have right now could probably take out like a few hundred zombies still. You know what? I don't need to go very far. I'm going this far. So if you're trying to very effectively grab firewood, a 4-stack logs where you have sheet ropes or ropes is by far the best carry method. Where you just take some ropes and tie them all together. And it magically makes it very light. If you open up the crafting pile and you can still mass strip them, by the way. Cool. Yeah, I've already mass stripped that group, but you know, if there's other groups to be stripped. So what you mean, like this, if I stand here. In fact, actually, let's sheet rope. There, got 6 more sheet rope. I'm going to try not to waste any potential fuel. I'm going to take it all. It would be nice just to have so much fuel in the campfire. I don't need to worry about it for ages. And the reason I'm cutting here is this is a really good zombie escape because the pathing to where I'm standing here is really difficult for zombies to get to, so it's a good way to get away from a swarm. So if my base ever gets overrun, I could just hop the fence here and the zombies will take ages to try to follow me. Can I forage for more sticks? I could. The forage modifiers I have, though, are so terrible that it's not going to be worth it. The server settings I have foraging yields at, like, the barest of bare minimum. The lowest it would go. Well, my lungs are on fire, so I'm going to take a bit of a book break. While I slowly freeze to death in my car. So the only vulnerability of this giant fence is the windows here are not secured. But the zombies to get there would have to go all the way around the fence and then into the building and then out through a window. So it's a very long path for them to take to come mess with me. Which is why I think it's a particularly safe yard to be in. As long as you're vigilant. You remember reading that car heaters get hotter if the engine is running a while? Yeah, there is a engine heat mechanic where the longer they run, the warmer they'll be. So if you're trying this for yourself and you're like freezing to death, leave your engine running as much as you can, but only if you have the gasoline for it. But the best thing you could do is to get an antique stove, barbecue pit, propane barbecue. Get one of those, fuel it up, and stand next to it. It's nothing warmer than that, for sure. You remember stripping all the zombies when you were trying to grind a level 10 tailoring and only to find out 100% bite protection is impossible? Bite protection is 100% bite protection is impossible. You can get pretty close. You know, you can get a 100% on most pieces of your body. It's just like your hands, neck, and shins won't get all the way there. Come on. The real advantage of high Tailor is that you can fix holes, which is a particularly strong benefit for when you have like a 6 months later challenge like this, because almost all the clothing that I happen upon is already torn to shreds. So if I ever need replacement clothing, either I have to loot dressers, bureaus, and clothing stores, or I have to stitch together clothing. And I think that's what Tailoring 7 allows you to patch holes. And that's only for things made of cloth, denim, and leather. You can't patch like bulletproof vests or fireman's pants or anything like that. But it's a start. It's some. Yeah, for me right now, I'm 100% scratch, upper, lower, and head. Left foot and right foot. Oh, it looks like I have a hole in my pants. I must have tripped or brushed up against trees or something. Gotta fix that. That's unfortunate because it was my firefighter pants. I do have a spare pair, but, you know. Firefighter pants don't grow on trees. They're pretty rare. Have I raided in clothing stores yet? I raided, no actual clothing stores. The closest to a clothing store raid I've done is going to a warehouse that had some clothing in it. So if you want to submit that as a channel point idea for me to work on, I'm all for it. I would definitely benefit from scarves at the very least. It's just, I work on whatever gets voted on. Speaking of which, I can get rid of that poll, because that's from yesterday. Left that up way too long. Kilgore's got you covered. Well, I must say the amount of sheet ropes I had was plenty. I ended up having no problem looting a ton of logs. So if you have other things you want me to work on tomorrow, just submit them through channel points, and I'll type them up in a minute. So I think what I want to do is to leave the logs, leave all of the tied up logs alone, because I can use them as fuel, but I can also use them for building staircases or something like that. So all the stacks that I have, I'm gonna not stuff them in the fire just yet. I'll make them look nice. Line them up. Like a cord of wood. If you've ever lived in a cold climate, you know what I'm talking about. I had a landlord that would get 3 cords of wood delivered every year and ask me to help stack them. It's a lot. Do I have a wood axe in the van? I don't. I live around enough trees that I don't think it's like urgent for me to always be chopping. Oh, hello. Blar to you too. Oh, look at my damage. I'm glad you're on the ground. Give me that, like, crit modifier. I am going to Irish step on your head. Tippy tap, tippy tap. And that, my friends, is what ridiculously tired and excessive exertion looks like when you're trying to fight zombies. Ineffective. Dreadfully ineffective. And also hungry. That doesn't help, because that's another 20% strength loss. So I'm at 86 hours, and that's without any of these tied together stacked logs yet. I wonder where that zombie came from. I have this neck of the woods pretty well locked down, so who knows? All right, let's decide what to do tomorrow. Raid a clothing store. Raid a fire station. Or build stairs to the generator. build entry stairs. 4 options. I added one of them. So one more level of carpentry will give me the better, larger rain barrels. So I'm a little hesitant to try to... Oh, the temperature is dropping hard. I'm a little hesitant to try to move those rain barrels upstairs to improve the plumbing. Because I think, in all likelihood, I'm just going to break them and not have them. So it's kind of pointless. What is it out? Still negative 41, so it's like negative 60 something with wind chill. Swank. Is there any way to block out the sound of the generator so it doesn't attract zombies? Yes, in fact, it's really easy. The generator's power radius is like, you'll have to Google this because I don't have it memorized, but it's like 30 cells, and its sound radius is like 8 cells. So it's actually very difficult for zombies to hear generators, meaning that you just have to keep the generator like 8 cells away from where zombies could be, and you're golden. Hey, Cinelipples, thank you for the gifted subs. Cheers. I appreciate it. So if I put like the generator, well, pretty much where it is now, the generator that I have on the roof can only be heard from zombies that are kind of already on top of me, because they're only going to hear it from the parking garage below me, the pool where I'm currently am, which no zombies can actually get here, and then the rooftop above me. So the generators are not attracting any zombies where they are currently, where they're placed at the moment. Because there's no way for zombies to path close enough to even hear the generators. Which is kind of cool. Stealth generators and all, because in real life they're pretty dang loud. Yeah, let me Google that right now, just to make sure. But I believe it's like 8 or 10 cells. It's very small. So they power up 20 in every direction, and a height of 5, diameter of 41. Because it's 20 plus the generator, so it's 20 in each direction. So, you know, that's a huge radius. And then, let's see. Sound. Generators can be heard, base radius of 10. So 10 cells in every direction. So they power 20 and can be heard 10. So if you put a generator in the middle of a greater than 20 by 20 room, no zombies are going to hear it unless they're already inside the room. You can look at that way. So to do the quick math here, which is why I think my generators are not attracting anyone, except for zombies that are already in the parking garage underneath me. Can you climb, dude? What are you, like, on a strike? Is this? So if it only going to be heard a radius of 10, this is the one I have on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the wall. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And obviously this way is less than 10. So essentially, the only zombies that can hear this are ones that are already inside my base. Or parking garage on the floor below. And those, so generators are pretty easy to use in that way. Basically, stick them in the middle of the roof and nothing will hear them. So you guys want me to go clothing shopping. Cool. Speaking of clothing, let me take off my pants. because I tore them up somehow. My long socks seem to be fine. How do I have blood on... Oh, it's probably blood from zombies. I was gonna say, I didn't get hurt. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably the fall. Me falling off the roof destroyed my pants. Or the force of me pooping my pants. Just blow a hole out the leg. So you guys want me to go clothing shopping? The one problem I have with that, not that I have actual problem, is I don't have a good memory of like where the clothing stores are. So I do know that there's a Hugo plush. Oh, Jesus. All right, we are down to a whole new all-time low. It's like wind chill brings it down to negative 65 or so. That is cold. I must have had a compound fracture, bones sticking out of my, Yep. Yep. Something like that. So the Hugo plush just up this way, which will be the first raid point. My long johns are not torn up, as far as I know. Oh, let me open them up, because, yeah, their condition is flawless. You know, a swimsuit would make a lot... Well, not that kind of swimsuit, but a swimsuit would make a lot of sense considering I live in a pool house. Oh, perfect. Yoink! This replaces the leather jacket I ruined. So now my neck has a little bit more protection as a 10-20. And there's a spare. Thank you, Hugo. And, like, that's all that's here. This is, this thing has been stripped. I know there's more racks. I'll get around to it. But it's so dark. Seems to be the place to get leather jackets and only. I don't mind. In fact, I will have so many spare, 4 spare. Oh, wow. The racks back here don't appear to have clothing on them, but they do. This reminds me, because you don't see these kind of stores anymore, but it used to be, back in my day, that you would have stores that were just like for leather and furs, like furriers or whatever. This store feels like that, considering it's just been pure leather coats. We don't really see that anymore, not nowadays. Can't make a business of providing wall-to-wall leather. Furriers are still a thing? I mean, I know they're a thing. They're just not popular like they used to be. There's so much leather in here. And I'll be going to the back rooms next. I'm just so encumbered from 16 kilos of jackets. I gotta put these down. Oh, forgot to drop my leather strips. So who knows where the next clothing store would be. So this has the stock room, which is very empty of one more leather jacket. Is this metalwork? No, it's not. It's really too bad I can't just decide to, like, wrap something random around my neck for warmth. You know, which is... seems pretty reasonable, given the -40 circumstance. I hear you. It'd be neat if you could make your own clothes. I mean, I suspect that next patch is going to be, given the crafting overhaul that they're introducing, a patch that will make it a lot easier to have the sort of DIY clothing, etc. Where am I going? So if I want more clothing, I hit the big warehouse. So I'm going to mark down Hugo Plush as looted. Done. Yeah, the next patch has a pretty big crafting overhaul. Yeah. Crafting and farm animals would be the big ones. I am just looking online to see if there's clothing stores that are not ridiculously far away. But I don't think there are. I think most... The problem is a lot of the shops around me aren't necessarily marked, which makes it hard to know what's in them. There are some warehouses. I've been to some of them. I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas for points of interest. I'll spend one more minute just looking around, poking around, see if there's clothing. So I've hit the army surplus. The hunting supply is not close by, but that might have some clothing. Sometimes it does. The fire stations have fire clothing, but that's not going to have a scarf per se. I think Hugo Plush might be the only dedicated clothing store. I'm just looking at a list of points of interest in Louisville. So I think there's other clothing stores. They're just not named and they're not given points of interest. Yeah, okay. Well, today I learned. So other places I could head that might have clothing would be like hotels or, checking cupboards and bureaus or that kind of thing. So sort of where I live, there is Yeah, there's some hotels nearby. The Haversham is to the northeast. So where I went to the Brooks Public Library, there's some pawn shops up that way. But apart from that, I'm not really sure where else to go. Because the all work and so play tailoring places don't really have clothing. Darn. I do know one clothing place. So here, let me show you on the map. If I wanted to drive very far away, there's like a clothing place here. You know, in that where the used car dealership is. And cheers. That is so far away to bother going to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The other thing I could do is just go into the townhouse areas and go from townhouse to townhouse. So there's a Filigree's Fashion just south, bottom left from where I am now. What point of interest is it closest to if I'm trying to find it on the map? I'm bringing up my PZ map now. Here's the Hugo plush. So when you say south, do you mean like southwest, straight south? Because everything is kind of on a axis there. And I'm looking for it. Because the other thing that I could do is just go from townhouse to townhouse, apartment building to apartment building, and check the cupboards. I mean, I think that's actually a fairly reasonable way to find a variety of clothing. Because they're full of bureaus and dressers and cupboards and the like. Pink sign, beige building, just below. Okay, hold on. Got it. Oh, I see it as so Hugo plush. On PZ map. Oh, I got it. Yep. It's next to the animal hospital. Alright, let's head there. That is my best lead. It's probably just going to be like lingerie. Alright, one sec. I gotta figure out exactly where it is. Oh, you know, it's just up the block. It's really not that far. And here it is. Next to a candy store. I wonder if the zombies will wait for me to eat my cabbage. Well, it's not just lingerie, or leather jackets for that matter, which is a a good change of pace. Leather jackets are great until you have like 10 of them, and then it's kind of just not helpful. If I wanted creepy mannequins, there's no shortage of them. Got 4 of them right here. I can get a little YMCA going. That looks like it's outside. So I'm out of points of interest, I think, because this is all that was here. Dang, tiny little place. A little boutique. Okie dokie. Well, if I still have a little bit of time left on the clock, I am going to go, like, door-to-door raiding in the apartment complexes that I live near. Can't believe I haven't found a single scarf yet. I know, right? But while I'm here, I'm gonna grab some jam. This place is a jammery. I don't know what that is, but it looks like they're out of food. Well, all right, fine. I won't. Lovely wallpaper they have here, though. So this place had 3 spoiled pieces of food. Well, if I was looking for a scarf, that was a big fail. Laundromats, in my experience, will have clothing, but they tend not to have interesting clothing that you're going to want. It tends to be... Oh, wow, look at that slide. It tends to be just, like, towels and, like, t-shirts. And nothing besides towels, socks, and t-shirts. There was another clothing store just down that way. Near the laundry mat. Let me see. There's not a lot of daylight left, which is the one issue. What's it called? On the sideways building. I don't know what you mean by that. Because, yeah, I think the points of interest that are put into, like, the PZ map online are just not... they don't include, like, clothing stores, because generally speaking, the average player isn't going to need to find scarves. That's not a high-ticket item that needs to be marked. It's end of the row of stores I just looted. Yeah, I can rip up clothing, you know, endlessly, but I can't. Oh, I see it. Yeah, okay. I'll go back for it. Let me ditch my trailer though. The trailer plus the snow is making me slide around the map. Yeah, ultimately, just like checking PZ map and looking for mannequins is kind of where it's at. Not my cabbage. Yeah, don't get to keep my cabbage. What's funny is you can even loot yarn and sewing, like knitting needles, but you can't make yourself a scarf. So sad. You can be a level 10 tailor, but no scarves. Did knitting needles do anything? I don't think so. I think they're kind of like random utensils that don't matter, like hole punchers or staplers, where they don't serve a purpose. It's just flavor junk. I don't even think they could be used as weapons. Makes them less than useful. Come on, place. Have some goodies. Not looking great. Even if it had like a diamond pattern sweater, I'd be happy. Diamond patterned sweaters have neck coverage. They're like the only sweater that has neck coverage. Or Hawaiian shirt. I could go for a Hawaiian shirt. No, there's like no scarf here. There's someone's car keys though. If I couldn't hotwire, that'd be nice. Alright, well this is cleared. Oh, he's trying to impound my car. No, you don't. Well, alright, let's mark those down. So this is cleared and this is cleared. Good finds, though. Very good finds. I'm going to spend one more minute just... Oh, yep, there's another clothing store just up the road a tiny bit. So I'll hit another one. Yeah, the people in Kentucky was like, oh yeah, it's June 6th. Let's loot all the scarves everywhere. Make sure that there's no scarves left in the world. Exactly. You got it. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I have to go to next. It is actually I'm already there. It's this I'm literally I just park. See the mannequins. Essentially, just like go to PZ Map, look for mannequins, and that's going to be your clothing store. My guess is the Giga Mall would also have some clothing, but the amount of zombies in the Giga Mall are probably a bit much. Wow, this place has an extreme lack of everything. Alright, one more. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers.